you guys whining in the chat. We were just waiting for a few people to come into the show. So welcome to the Courtney Herd After Show. We are joined by Inquisitive Quandary and my good friend Duke Bonanza, who hasn't been in one of my streams for quite some time. But we're talking about some of the hilarity that he has to deal with in the ER where he works. And I keep telling him, you know, you work in an ER, you are a good person. Until you start acting like an asshole to some of these people. Like, I think you should recant that story that you posted about on Twitter with the whole baby I'm sitting on his head and all that shit. I would,
but there is a borderline on HIPAA violation. Like, if I post something on Twitter, it's unlikely anybody's going to see it. I wouldn't want anybody to. I doubt very much that she watches your show, but I wouldn't want anybody to connect the dots and feel like I've violated her right to privacy or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah, we probably won't do that. The gist of it is, folks, is somebody thought that they were giving birth early and it wasn't happening, and she felt like she was sitting on the kid's head. There you go. That's pretty much the gist of it. But anyway.
also, she was confused about how many days there are in the week.
That makes up lamb. The kid's 33 years old, or 3 years old. I think it's time to give birth. Kid's 33 weeks old, but I've been pregnant for, what was it?
I'm 33 weeks pregnant. I'm 33 weeks pregnant. The baby is 36 weeks old. and that's the funny thing is that was like a month and a half ago, and then she showed up yesterday. She was 35 weeks and 7 days.
Makes perfect mathematical sense in my head, right?
Absolutely.
Well, it might after a few more of these.
No, it's funny because like people like it's funny working in an ER. Like I know y'all's medical system is entirely different from ours, but it's funny working in the ER because I can't give them the honest advice I want to give them.
I think you meant to say better than yours.
Yeah. Well, you guys had to have something that was better.
It is on.
Shots fucking fired.
No, what he's saying right here is that Duke Bonanza has to hold back on calling somebody out on their shit.
Yeah.
That's the most brutal part of his job.
And you guys realize how hard it is for me to not call people out on their shit. I'm a professional shit caller outer. But no, what I want to tell them is like, you have a head cold. You just, you don't have insurance. You just acquired a $2,500 bill for an over-the-counter, to get a prescription for an over-the-counter medicine you could have just went and bought. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's a part of me that's like, go to the clinic, or because there's places around here you can go very inexpensively if you don't have insurance. You know what I mean? But they all just show up at the ER because they think, well, this is never going to affect me because they can't make me pay. And it's like, no, I can't make you pay, but what we can do is take you to court, garnish your wages. Like, don't acquire $10,000 worth of medical debt when you actually didn't have anything that we could do anything about,
That blows me away, dude. Like $10,000 of medical debt. Like I can't even fathom that.
I can't wrap my mind around it.
No,
that can happen in
that's actually the small end. He's right about that because I've had people come in, and if I went to their itemized bill, it's like $23,000, and that's an ER bill. That's before we admitted them. Like after we admit them, they still owe for the ER bill, but it gets exponentially larger.
Wow.
So I actually try to give people the advice of like, if even if you're not sick, find out if the hospitals in your area have like charity programs that you can apply to and see if you qualify for them. And if you do, get on them. You know what I mean? Like go ahead and get on those charity programs. Like we run one out of our hospital that's run through the county. And if you're below a certain income threshold, we'll just give you insurance. It works like Medicaid. They give them a doctor, they give them prescriptions, everything. You can have it for it's 6 months at a time, and you can have it for 2 years consecutively. And one of the things we run into is people are like, nah, it's too much of a headache.
Holy shit. David Worley just posted in the chat that 600,000 people went into bankruptcy in the U.S. last year because of medical bills.
Yeah.
Zero in the UK. And their
that's true.
medical system is very similar, if not a little bit better even than ours. So there you go.
Oh, yeah, our medical system sucks. I won't deny that.
He says there's actually a zero in every other normal fucking country.
Dude,
Well,
like, if
my
you think
friend
about
who's
it.
a doctor. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Courtney.
Go ahead.
He's been
Well,
yakking.
my friend who's a doctor here in Canada, I told you earlier, he's from the UK.
Yeah.
And he likes it better here.
Really?
He said he said in the UK they overwork doctors. His hours here are way better, and he finds that like just the quality of care ends up being better because of that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And that's understandable because you think about it, their population is almost as much as ours, and we're like a huge country, and they're just this little island, right? So
yeah, I think the biggest problem in Canada is just filling positions in healthcare, because we have a huge, I don't know about in the Lower Mainland, but at least here, it's like that's why he's here, is because we need a doctor so bad here.
Well, a lot of ours train up here and they go south of the border because they know that they can make more money, right?
Yeah, the brain drain.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of shitty. I think healthcare should be available to anyone who needs it and not break the bank. I mean, I think that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that people shouldn't abuse their when they have the entitlements they have. They shouldn't abuse them. So, like, if you don't bring your kids to the ER for rashes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Don't do that. That's just put some calamine lotion on them and it's going to be okay.
But Tony in the chat was saying that his medical debt exceeded $150K in less than a month.
Dude, what you remember Whitey Ford? Whitey Ford Sings the Blues. All right, so he was with House of Pain before that.
Yep.
And
jump around.
Yeah. The reason, as far as I understand, the reason he created the Whitey Ford brand and went back to work is because he had a heart attack. He had like $850,000 in the bank and it bankrupted. And so he had to get back out and start making more music to make more money.
What does this? Now he's saying that our medical system here in Canada just stopped paying for diabetic sugar testing and paraphernalia and insulin. Really?
I don't know anything about that.
That's the news to me as well.
A few years back, we stopped paying for mammograms, and then a few years before that, stopped paying for eye exams.
Yeah, I know. You can get special insurance for that, I think. Like if you work for a company that provides medical insurance, they always have, at least with ours anyways, where I work, there's extra boxes you can tick off, but you got to pay more for that, like with the eye exam.
Usually it's pretty minuscule though. I think my dental program that I have through my work is like $8 a pay period. Yeah. If I had vision, it would be $4.
If I had vision.
I mean, like I can still see, so I don't.
Call me Mr. Magoo.
That's right.
I cannot see.
I can still see really well.
I need reading glasses. So
I'm blind as a bat.
Right?
Yeah, but Neil, you're older than dirt.
Yeah, true.
I apparently need great vision care.
Oh, do you? Why?
I'm a floating eyeball.
You're the Eye of Sauron, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Great vision plan.
You're going to need one if you're a giant eyeball. Do they make glasses that big?
If you have enough money.
Or do they just use one of them big ass magnifying glasses they put like in front of a telescope or something?
Yeah, they
you
just
gotta
need
go to
deconstruct
NASA.
a telescope. And I'm all good.
But do they come in bifocal?
No, well, I'm not much for stereoscopic vision, but so I'm just one eyeball.
My safety glasses at work are bifocals. So when I'm in the lab and I'm wearing these things, they got the little spot underneath so I can, do the whole look down and actually read the shit that I'm supposed to be doing. So it's kind of funny.
Well, when you're working with chemicals, that's kind of important to see what the fuck you're doing.
Well, yeah, I don't want to accidentally drink sulfuric acid. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
The closest I ever came to working with chemicals, I'm a certified pool operator. So I used to have to work with the stuff.
I thought you were going to say you're
a
a certified pole dancer.
That too. But that's only on Sundays.
Bitch you.
That's only on Sundays.
Certified pole operator, but that works too.
I am a certified pole operator.
Why am I friends with you fucking people?
Took night classes.
No, I gassed myself one time off a chlorinator. It's the worst thing one of the worst things I ever did. I opened up a chlorinator and got hit with concentrated chlorine gas right in the face. I was sick for like 4 days, man.
Well, yeah, chlorine gas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're lucky to be alive.
That's fucking bad, dude. Okay.
Yeah. That's fine. I drank a couple of beers. I got over it.
David puts in the chat, Neil needs glasses. He didn't see that coming. Goddamn Brits and your shitty humor. Well, unless it's Monty Python.
Or Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
Cake or death? I'll have the vegetarian. Very well, Mr. Hitler.
What's the other one that? Oh my god, I downloaded a fucking hilarious picture. I'm going to post on Twitter later with Mr. Bean, but it's him as Wolverine, so it's Wolverine.
That's hilarious.
It's going to be epic. And
Toby the Devil is really good too.
Yeah, but what was the show that Bean did? That was funny. Yes, thank you. That had Hugh Laurie in it, and oh my god, that show was so funny.
Yeah, I remember like Hugh Laurie was on that show. Was A Little Bit of Fry and Laurie with Stephen Fry?
Yeah.
Stephen Fry's my man crush.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought.
Oh God, yes.
Crush. I'm gonna go.
You are my man. You are my man crush. With your damn pirate face.
I don't know if I told you guys this story, but I was in Disneyland one time because before our company got bought out by GFL, we were called M&R Environmental, and our boss would take everyone down to Disneyland every couple of years for like a team building thing. He'd pay for the whole damn thing, and I was in line at the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and this little kid, he's probably about 8 years old, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Are you one of the pirates?" And I was like, "Yar, I might be." He's like, he said the look on his face was priceless. I go, "Hey, little man, have you seen me parrot? He was sitting on my shoulder 2 seconds ago, and now he's gone." And he's like, "Mom, we gotta look for this guy's parrot." he literally thought I was part of the ride. And of course, we get on the ride. Me and my buddy Darren, who was with me at the time, we sat on the ride, and of course it breaks down. So we sat in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, listening to yo for 45 minutes.
Oh my god!
Until they got the ride going again.
Oh fuck that noise!
It's a small world after all.
I was about to bring that up. I took my daughter. I took my daughter to Disney World for the first time like 3 years ago, and we rode the Small World, and I always thought, like, what's the big deal about that, right? Like, everybody talks about how bad it is, but
it's terrible.
It's a song, right? So I went on the ride, and halfway through the ride, I'm like, this is the most evil shit I've ever seen.
It's nightmare fuel.
And it's fucking racist as shit. How do they get away with this in the 21st fucking century?
I don't know. It was my sister's favorite ride when we were kids. I mean, when we went when I was little, I was probably 7, I think. And the Alice in Wonderland teacup ride scared the fuck out of me. Because it was all dark and all of a sudden shit's popping out in the light. And I'm like, ah! And I'm like losing my shit. My mom's like, "Oh my God, I'll never take you on that ride again." And it was the Alice in fucking Wonderland, and that fucking caterpillar with the smoke thing that is like pops up in front of your face, and the Mad Hatter, and I was horrified. I was fucking horrified. I got to get down there in October when they do the Nightmare Before Christmas shit because that's.
Oh God, yeah.
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 That'd be
Hell yeah,
awesome.
Jack Skellington. What?
Something I meant to ask you, Courtney, and during the interview is, what are your thoughts on possibly coming down to a faithless forum?
I've been asked, and it all comes down to money. If I can afford it, I would love to go.
Oh my God, best fucking week I ever spent.
Yeah.
Was down there. Yeah, and he'll tell you differently, but I let genetically modified skeptic beat me at Mario Kart.
Which one?
He handed me the 64 version. He had a simulator on his computer, and he handed me my ass like 7 out of 8 times. He just kicked my ass.
See, I think the SNES version is superior.
The which one?
Which one?
The Super Nintendo version.
Die in a
agree.
fire. Die in a fire. Both of you.
The Switch one's good, except I don't know, it's not as hard. I find it's not as hard.
I like the Switch one too. My little nephew's got it. And every time I go over there, it's like he brings it out right away because it's like the only game I'll play with him. So,
Yeah.
but he likes that Mario Galaxy, I guess it's called.
Oh, my son was in love
Odyssey.
with that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's one called
Odyssey.
Galaxy as well. There's one called Galaxy as well.
Oh, is
It was
that-
an older one. It was actually on the GameCube, I think, originally. My son really
That's right.
liked that.
No, this is the Switch one, I think, and I think you named it right. Is Odyssey? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's weird.
With the hat, right? With the
When
floating
you're the
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre, but it's neat at the same time.
Well, because when I play with my son, of course, I have to be the hat every time. I'm just like,
I agree.
I'm a hat. What the hell am I supposed to do?
Be a hat.
You're supposed to place them in a house.
Flip upside down and beg for money. I don't know.
You're supposed to decide whether or not they're going to Slytherin or Gryffindor.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I downloaded that mobile game, the Wizarding game or whatever, Harry Potter. Where you
That's
have,
good.
you have to catch. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot like the Pokemon Go. So I got that one, and I got. I kind of like the Pokemon Go style of game. So I got the Wizarding one. I got the Jurassic Park one where you go catch dinosaurs with darts.
There's
you
a
got to shoot them
Jurassic
with
Park
darts.
one.
Yeah, and it's the same sort of thing. And I also got the Walking Dead one where you go around shooting zombies and stuff, which is really cool.
I feel the
like
same way about.
Pokemon Go.
I love Pokemon Go. I still play it.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about it though was that nobody else plays it around here. And,
Oh, well, when I'm
you
there,
get to
we'll
a
go
point-
fucking Pokemon hunting.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of have to know people who play it now
Mhm.
to have fun.
Well, she should add me as a friend on it. What's your I can't even remember how the fuck to add people on there now.
You have
But
that number.
Oh, that's right. I'll screenshot it and send it to you, and then just add me.
Okay.
And because you can trade and stuff now, I think you can trade Pokemon stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or you can battle each other too. I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
think you can challenge each other.
Yeah.
I haven't done that because I don't know. I
These
mean,
two guys
I
are
have
like-
friends, but
sure. I have a few.
nobody plays Pokemon.
No,
I feel
know.
the same. I feel the same way about Pokemon Go that I feel about LARPing. Right? It's like they're not hurting anybody. They're not hurting anybody, and at least they're outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, LARPing, dude, you can get hurt pretty bad. Just ask Aaron. Right? When he was LARPing back in the day, he had broken ribs and like bruises out the wazoo and stuff like that. He was telling me, yeah, they used to go out and they'd have the homemade swords, but they're wrapped with like blankets or whatever or something just to soften the blow. But they'd be hitting each other so hard that the blankets might as well have not been there. Let's put it that way. And they're
Yeah,
breaking
they-
each other.
I think they mostly buy those prefab weapons now, though. Like they're made of foam.
Like a foam, yeah.
Yeah, they throw bird seed wrapped up in little handkerchiefs at each other, and they scream lightning. And like,
It's like a little spell bomb or something. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I kind of wish I could get into it because it looks like they're having a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Like,
Why not? Why not try it?
yeah, I know.
I've done it a few times. It's a lot of fun. Look at him.
No.
No,
No, good.
it's infantile. Fuck you, Neil.
It's not infantile. It's just not my bag.
All right. Fair enough.
I never tabletop gamed either. It's
Like,
not because I wasn't interested. I was really interested when I was a kid, but I grew up in the Satanic Panic, so like I wasn't allowed to have anything to do with. I couldn't even watch the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
Oh my god,
It
that
wasn't
was so
allowed in my
epic, too.
house.
And it only lasted for like a season and a half or something, and then they got rid of it.
Yeah, because of the Satanic Panic, those fucking cunts. Goddamn fundies.
Yeah. Those people need a good backhanding. It's just entertainment, people. Go crawl back into your churches and hug your Bibles, okay?
Oh, God. I remember as a kid, like the Satanic Church was like this big scary thing, and Anton LaVey was like this big scary guy, right? And then like I grew up and I was an atheist, and I was like, I saw something about him on YouTube, but I was like, well, fuck it, let's check it out and see what he's about, right? So I watched this interview with him. He's just sitting there drinking a scotch, talking about what he believes. It's like kind of like hedonism and all this kind of shit. I was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. So then there was like the shocking video of Anton LaVey performing satanic rituals. And so I looked at that, and here's this like fucking grown man. He's got this bat cape on with this hood with a little point that comes down, and these little white devil horns on the side. And he's like spinning around with this knife, and he's like, "What do you desire of Satan?" I laughed my full head off. I was on my side laughing. I used to keep a picture of him. I used to keep a picture of him and his little devil horns on my phone. Just if I was having a bad day, I would just look at it and giggle my full head off.
Anton, most of that shit was just for show. Like he didn't do that shit all the time. He was a fairly normal guy, we'll say. But I mean, the Church of Satan or Satanic Church or whatever they fucking call it now, it's more a movement of humanism than anything else.
Yeah.
Right? They don't actually believe, that Satan is real. They don't fucking slice open cats and do stuff like that.
It's an atheistic religion.
Yeah, if you need to call it that, because atheism doesn't really require a religion, and that's one.
Well, no, it doesn't. But like, the focus is that there is no God, but it's still kind of a practiced religion. It's
religion-esque. They have the community, the get-togethers, the Sunday semblance, all that shit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, when I hear words like atheism is a religion or scientism, that's another one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Scientism. Like
evolutionists.
Yeah, evolutionists. Yeah. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Those are definitely trigger words, man.
Scientism you talk about. Like, that's not even a word. Okay, like, come on.
Darwinism.
Yeah. That's called, shut up. I know. I watch YouTube videos sometimes when people are talking to people that are believers and stuff, and they'll say something like that. And I want to punch my screen so badly, but I don't want to lose $3,000 worth of computer. Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, you know my views on evolution. I think it was a bad idea. I think we should have stayed in the trees. People ask me, are you living the dream at work? And I'm saying, like, am I a bonobo? No? Then I'm not living my dream.
Dave's like nihilism. Yeah, there you go. I'll start my own religion.
There you go.
I kind of want a prehensile tail. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want that extra appendage where I can swing through trees. That would be sweet. Sweet.
You want to be a Saiyan?
Yeah, sure. I'll be a Saiyan. Yeah, hell yeah. Are you kidding me? The power level those guys have? Come on. Overnight. Sorry, I'm going all Dragon Ball Z on you.
I'd rather be Spider-Man. That's my. If I had any superhero to pick from, it's Spider-Man.
Tony decides like Voltronism. Man, who the fuck started that shit? The Voltron thing. It was somebody I know too that was just talking about Voltron in one of his videos. Might have been Mr. Atheist. I can't remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember exactly either, but I remember watching a video and it being a reference.
Oh, Zach's with us. Okay, folks, try not to be. Was it? Yes, it was Ocean. Thank you. It was Ocean.
It was Ocean. He was talking about the Trinity.
Yes.
Forming up like Voltron.
Hey, Zach. What? No video game today? Or what do you do? Oh, he's playing guitar.
Yeah, I'm working on my album right now. Working on kind of screwing around with riffs right now.
Oh, are you dropping a CD? Seriously?
Duke knows about this. I'm actually decided to take a little bit of a different approach with my music, and I'm going to be dropping an EP under an actual band name. Hopefully around, fingers crossed, around December or January.
Oh, just in time for Christmas.
Well, around the new year, more likely.
Oh, okay.
When I'm hoping to have it out.
Do they have New Year's gifts? I don't know. Well, when you release it, man, let me know, and I'll. Is it going to be available to purchase?
Yeah, to purchase, and I'll probably throw it up on social media shortly after I release it. Or not social media,
the fuck out of that.
I will download. I will download the
certainly
FLA.
help chill it out.
I'll download the FLAC files for free. No, man.
I'll more than likely have to figure out how to learn how to use Spotify, and then
it's not hard.
It's probably the same thing as YouTube, and I'll throw it up on YouTube as well. So,
yeah, but you want to make some money off of this, I would think.
Yeah.
Right. So Spotify.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I said, I don't know anything about Spotify, so.
I wonder how hard it would be to get it on Amazon as a digital download.
You could. It's not hard.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
If you have an
That's
Amazon
what I would
store,
do, because it would be easy to share and easy to sell through Amazon.
Bandcamp. That's where I sell all my stuff, is Bandcamp. I mean, I'll admit it. I usually give our shit away for free. So, but if people do want to buy, and I've had friends go on there and buy it, it's like $1 a tune, or like $5 for a 7-song album or something like that. So,
snap! I meant to bring this up earlier. Do you watch Godless Cranium, Godless Mom?
I have.
Neil's band. Neil's band is the outro music.
Well, it has been.
Okay.
Yeah, he's used a couple of our tunes.
Cool.
Yeah,
I was telling Neil earlier that my husband is a musician, and he does the music of my videos and my podcast. If you listen to the audio version of the podcast, the intro and the outro, he does that. So you guys need to get together.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. And actually, before we got all going here on the second podcast, Courtney and I were actually talking about how you're kind of bringing the Mr. Oz Atheist thing to an end with your guys' show. And because Courtney and I live in the same time zone, we might start up our own sort of thing. So look for that in the future. We'll go over some details of what we're going to do with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, it would totally be. The BC perspective. BC Atheists, unite!
Yes.
One of my tunes was actually an outro for Godless Cranium stuff, too. He put one of mine at the end of his.
Yeah, well, you've got some cool shit,
You guys all make music?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't make
Actually, Neil's sitting on something I sent him for the last year.
Well, not quite a year, but yeah, just about. It's a matter of me having the time to actually sit and do something with it. I have ideas, and they're floating through my head. It's just, I got to have the time, and my schedule right now is just too crazy. I have no time to myself. Like, I literally have to watch. I've been watching the last season of Punisher for 9 months. Right? Like an episode or half an episode here and there. Like, I don't even get to watch the shit I like because I've got so much shit on the go. But
so you're saying you don't like my music?
No, I do. I love your tunes, dude. Like, fuck you. I love your shit. You've got a really cool sound that you pick up with that guitar, and I think it's got that 90s, the best part of the 90s sound, definitely. So, like, I'm hearing like Pearl Jammy, Junk House kind of sounds in there, and it gives me a music boner every time I listen to it.
I'm just tweaking your nipples.
Please don't stop.
I actually wrote a song recently.
Did you?
I did not write the music. I'm waiting for my husband to do that, but I wrote the lyrics to a song about Commander Riker.
Oh my god, I
Awesome.
can't wait for this. Oh my
It's
goodness.
going to be on my YouTube channel as soon as he finishes it. It's
That is
going
awesome.
to be funny. You will like it.
Did you call it track number 1?
No. I have a name.
Number
it's-
one.
It's
I
called
see what you
Space-
did there.
It's called Space Snacks for Riker.
Oh, this is going to be epic.
It's going to be viral. It's going to go viral.
Oh, hell, we'll all whore that shit out for you, man. We'll make that shit viral. What's, I've been hearing this thing lately, and I have no clue what it is. You always hear, back in the day, it was Vines, like the whole 7-8 second long little video clips that you got. Now there's something called TikTok. What is that?
Yeah. I don't know. The bane of my existence.
I fucking
What
hate
is that
TikTok.
about?
I don't
It's
even
so fucking
understand
annoying.
Snapchat.
I don't like Snapchat either, man.
Is it,
Everybody's all like, "Are you on Snapchat?" And I'm like, "No."
Mm-mm.
Snapchat's lame, anyways. But what is this TikTok? Is it a similar idea?
Yeah,
It's
it's like-
annoying.
It's
I'll
like
just
Vines.
leave it at that.
Yeah, it's like Vines. It's like little short videos people make.
Yeah. So in other words, it's more shit I'm just not going to care about. Is what it is.
Every
Just
once in a
take
while,
Vines and center an entire app around it and give people options to put like crazy effects into their Vines and just make a whole entire app centered around that. And that's more or less TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. well, like both of those mediums, like every once in a while, something absolutely genius will come out of them. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Like,
sure.
have you seen the one about Jesus where he's accepting the gifts? And he's all like, "I brought you, what's that? I brought you frankincense. Thanks. I brought you this. Thanks. I brought you myrrh. Murder. Judas, no."
Oh my god! You actually is that like? Can I find that and post it?
Yeah, you can totally find that on YouTube. Just look up Judas, no. It shows up.
Because that's fucking.
And then
hysterical.
there's the shark that's just like, see, like the guy's got the shark puppet, and if you see it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I posted that on Twitter today. It's hilarious.
Have you seen the guy with the two shark, the hammerhead shark and the great white shark head things that do the
Mm-mm.
conversations? I stumbled on those the other day completely by accident. I've been addicted to his videos. They're funny. They're stupid, but they're funny. David Worley says TikTok died quicker than dubstep.
I like dubstep.
I do too. I think there's some pretty good
TikTok
stuff.
already dead?
No, he's just fucking around. Because he earlier on, when we were talking about making music, he put dubstep with a question mark. Dubstep. It's like I've actually did a project with a guy. It was probably 5 years ago, where I threw a little vocals down on a dubstep tune. But a couple of months afterwards, and a few people had heard it, and they thought it was pretty neat. He goes, "I don't know what happened to it. I switched everything over to my other computer. I used a transfer cable and everything like you're supposed to, but I cannot find that song. So lost into the ether. What can I say?"
Oh, I feel your pain, dude. I wrote a short story one time that was actually really good. Everybody really loved it. Then the computer I wrote it on died,
Oh,
and
shit.
I couldn't salvage it. And I quit writing for like 2 years.
You didn't take the hard drive out and take it to like a geek store or something?
That wasn't existing. That wasn't like an existing thing back then.
Oh,
This is like a really long time ago.
was it say made in Bedrock on the back of your computer or what?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
and I had to have a pterodactyl that was riding on a bicycle to power it.
Yeah, and the little prehistoric bird with the chisel.
That happened to me once too. I lost my whole hard drive full of writing. Because we lived when we lived in Mexico.
Where fucking haven't you lived, Courtney?
Yeah, I lived in Mexico. Actually, my son was born in Mexico.
Oh,
But
awesome. That makes him Mexican.
What?
That makes him Mexican.
Yeah, he's a Mexican national, and that's why we can't go to the U.S. Because
I was gonna say it's a good thing you're not. It's a good thing you're not in the States.
yeah,
Y'all be
We
nice.
we tend to frown on brown people in the States, man.
Okay, carry on with the story.
He's as pale as blonde haired as me, but
He's adorable.
he he gets stopped every time we go to the States. And I haven't been since Trump. So pre-Trump, he got stopped every time. He got the big X on his boarding pass, and
What?
and yeah, and we would get harassed every single time. And I can't imagine it's any better now. So
Yeah, no, it's probably even
that's
worse.
off. Although we are going down to Spokane in November to see Slayer.
Nice.
Ah!
Kerry King.
Yeah. We've seen them twice in the last few years.
I saw them in 86 or 7.
Nice.
They were, I think they opened for King Diamond.
Oh, King Diamond.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing because, like, I wasn't allowed to play Dungeons and Dragons as a kid, but my brother had all of King Diamond's records, and I listened to all of them.
Antichrist.
Like, Them is one of my all-time favorite records.
Oh, it's fucking fantastic.
You know who's opening for them in November?
For who? King Diamond or for Slayer? No idea.
Primus.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
The best bass player on the planet?
Yeah.
Oh, come now.
Oh, he's one of them. Come on, dude. I know
He's
Chocolate
up
Alice or whatever is awesome too.
You want to know something cool? Kerry King's wife follows me on Instagram, and we've texted, like, she gave me her phone number, and we've texted back and forth a few times.
No.
And
No.
and
No.
Gary Holt
No.
follows me on Instagram. And the last time we saw Slayer, I talked to him before the show in direct message, and I just said, "Have an awesome show." And
Did they ever
He's
say
like, "Hope you
you come
enjoy it."
backstage after, or like do you?
she did. She actually, when the first time we saw them, I posted some videos on my Instagram, and she's like, "Why didn't you tell me you were going? I would have got you backstage." And
Oh my god.
so the next time, I decided to message her before we went, and I said, "We're going, like you told me last time. Why don't you message me or let me know that you're going?" And so I let her know, and she said, "I'll see what I can do." And ended up she couldn't really do anything to get me backstage, but
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah, for sure. I would have too.
Yeah.
That totally trumps my Nirvana story. Fuck. I went and saw them at the Commodore, and they had the Melvins and Mudhoney opening for them. And I met Mark Arm, who's the singer for Mudhoney. I met his girlfriend. We were sitting shooting the shit and drinking and stuff. And Mark came out after their set and sat and shot the shit with Mark. And then all of a sudden Nirvana shows up, and they're walking through the crowd because it's the Melvins on stage.
Yeah.
And there's Chris, and there's Dave, and there's Kurt, and they're walking right past us, and they come up to the table and they sit with us for a few minutes, and I'm like high-fiving these guys, and
Oh
was
my God.
pretty cool, and hung out with these guys. And I gotta tell you, Kate, come on, settle down. Bionic Dance just went live. So anyways, what the hell are you doing, Zach? Fuck.
My connection went shitty and dropped me. So
Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, that was a lot of fun, and Mark Arm is a hilarious motherfucker. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I got to hang out with him for a little bit afterwards, and I kind of hit it off with this girl that was from Bellingham, and I ended up going to visit her a couple of months after that, and yeah, we sort of started dating, and then because of the distance, it was just too much.
Mhm.
And I wasn't allowed to go through the border anymore because I got caught with a roach in my car.
Oh, no.
What do you do?
Oh, the humanity.
I know. I know.
Talk about cock blocking.
Roach blocking.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, say
I've been
goodnight.
outpunned.
Zach, you're fading away again. I'm just getting a little circly thing going around.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. Get better internet, buddy. I always thought it was my connection that was the issue when I was doing my shows, and I would freeze up. And when I went on Truth Wanted with Dan, and everything froze up, and I was off the fucking air for like 20 minutes. And I just messaged Dan again, and I said, "Dude, you gotta let me back on your show because I have an Alienware computer now, and the processing speed is much better." And he sent me a message. I'm sure he'll have me back on there at some point because he's had Ocean on there twice now. fucker.
Fucking love Ocean.
Oh, he's and everyone is like, we talk about Ocean and other people that don't really know him, that are atheists. They go, isn't he a polytheist? Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Why?
What's
why
your
do
point?
you? Why do
And
you
he's
like? Why do you hang out with him? I go, well, I was a pagan / polytheist at one point, way back in the 90s, and he's one thing that Ocean and I talked about is the things that we have more commonalities with people that are quote unquote paganish than we do with actual theists and believers in the Abrahamic God. And we are all more about the humanism and stuff like that. So they have a few little silly rituals, the green man and all that crap, but that's fine. They never force that on anyone. It's usually solitary practicing. And they come in and they want to join forces with atheists like us, and make the world better, right? Yeah, Tony's like, everyone loves Ocean. I'm like, yeah, pretty much everybody loves Ocean.
They literally don't give a shit.
Really paying attention to what we're saying. We are not like religion haters. We don't hate people who believe in things that aren't necessarily provable.
I have to disagree with you.
That's not, well, it's the Abrahamic religions. It's not so
bad ideas we hate, not the people.
It's bad ideas. The people, we love the people. Humanism comes first. It's the proselytization. It's the forcing things upon people. It's the presenting everything as though it's the truth. Like, no, all these polytheists I've met, they just believe something, and they're like, yeah, I believe this. You do what you got to do. I don't care. And they're cool, but they're good people. They don't try to affect everybody else's lives.
Nope,
and that is what we are about, is just people being people and trying to make the world a better place. I don't give a shit what you believe. Just don't make it this big soup, pouring this ladle of bullshit all over everybody, and then make you feel like a piece of shit and make you feel like a piece of shit for not believing it and following footsteps.
Exactly.
In their bullshit.
By the way,
none of them do this. And
you've
got to respect that.
Absolutely. By the way, Ladle of Bullshit is the next name of my next album.
Nice.
Well, I always come back to that cartoon. It's this great cartoon where this couple sitting on a bench in the park, eating ice cream, and this old man standing there.
Courtney hates ice cream.
This old man standing there, he's saying, my religion says, or I believe you shouldn't eat ice cream on Sunday in the park. And they say, well, then don't do it. And he says, no, you don't understand. My religion says you shouldn't do it either.
What are you doing? You're rubbing Coke on your gums.
I'm just fucking with my mustache. Does it bother you?
No. I do that shit all the time. I play with this a lot. Right?
Yeah. I'm basically doing this.
I have a beard.
I'm doing the plotting thing.
Yeah. You got to do the sinister twirly thing with, like Jim Majors has with the whole twirly thing.
Yeah. He has a fabulous mustache.
Yeah. See, yeah. You got to do that.
I get a lot of criticism on the the quotes that I share a lot on social media.
I love following those.
Sometimes I'll get people will respond to them, and they'll be like, well, that person's not an atheist. And I'm like, so?
And?
What do you get at?
People jump the gun.
Sharing it.
Yeah, people jump the gun really bad. Like, I wrote an article about whether or not atheism was a religion once. And I was going to call it Atheism is Not a Religion, but it wouldn't matter if it was. That was kind of the point of the article. But I just, instead, as an experiment, I just made the title, Is Atheism a Religion? And I was curious as to how many people would react without actually reading the article. Because the very first sentence of the article is, the short answer is no. But I got like hate comments, like back to back to back. Like, are you stupid? Are you ignorant? No, it's not. You know what I mean? It was just like, you didn't even look, did you? You didn't even take a second to Like, look.
I do that all the time. I just recently posted one that said, what was the title of it? It was, what would you do if Christianity was proven true? And I mean, it's a dumb question, but that's the question that I was sent in an email that I was responding to in the post. But I know by now, after 5 years of writing my blog, that if you phrase the title that way, people are going to freak out, and I kind of like that. It's funny. So,
that's our entertainment value right there.
That's just how I troll everybody. So.
Yeah,
that's your latest blog post too.
No, actually, I posted a new one today, but that one, those ones never get any action because nobody gives a shit about wrongful convictions. But anyways, yeah, it's like people just respond and they don't answer, and I'm just like, you could read the post and you wouldn't look like such a dunce, but it's just constant and it's hilarious, so I just keep doing it.
Yeah, it happens in multiple ways. Like Godless Cranium put something out. It was a retweet of that. Who's that psychopathic Muslim from Australia? The one that said that men's erections point to heaven because there's virgins up there for them. Do you know who I'm talking about?
What if you're standing up?
That's literally a thing he said. But he says something about we don't show everybody our diamonds, and that's why the hip job is good or whatever. And
doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't.
I can see him like while he's saying this, he's got like his foot up on an oak barrel like Captain Morgan,
So Godless Cranium just put out this thing that was like, I don't understand like why these religious fundamentalists, like whack jobs, or I can't remember exactly what he said, can't understand that women aren't property. And I put, it's like they can't get past the first century. And the first response was, I hope you're not saying all Muslims.
Oh, God.
And it was like, no, actually
Did
wasn't.
you see the word all in there anywhere?
No. And it was funny.
Are you in a rocking chair, by the way?
No, I have a nervous condition, which is one of the reasons why I never share my. I don't normally put my thing on because I rock.
You rock.
Duke rock.
I do it all the time.
I do it
when
too.
I stand. When I stand, I do the same thing. Like if I'm standing up, I rock back and forth between my feet.
It's
I don't know why.
I swear. We have this
Yeah,
beat.
my husband does it too. My husband does it too. He goes like this.
Yeah, I do it. I do it too. Usually when I'm standing. What about you, Zach? You do that shit?
Oh yeah, I do.
Don't drag me into this fucking shit, Neil.
I've got an excellent solution for that, Duke.
A hammer
rocking
and
chair.
nails. Yeah.
Get a rocking chair.
My rocking chair broke. Thanks for reminding me. Why don't you rub some lemon juice in the wound?
All right. A little salt, a little tequila. It's all good.
I gotta say to Zach real quick, like I know you're making this album and that's awesome, but if you don't start doing like movie, like what?
Trailer stuff, like movie
trailers. Yeah, if you don't start like doing the one man, one desire.
He's got the voice for that shit. He totally does.
Yeah.
In a world. It's like I can totally see you doing that shit, man. I'll do the stuff that they have, like what is it? We're gonna turn PC Place into a giant mud pit. We'll fill you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Sunday.
Yeah. Zod wants me to do a whole bunch more vocal recordings for him now because he's heard all the shit I could do. Like I do all kinds of voices and stuff, and I didn't really do anything special for the one that's coming up that I did with him called Into the Zodverse, which is a play off of Into the Spider-Verse, where I play old Zod. And I'm thinking back now, and I should have used like an old guy voice, like, "Hey, my name is Jeremiah B. Johnson." So I should have used like that kind of thing, but I didn't think. But I don't think he really wanted that. He wanted more closer to the actual movie, where he's older Zod, but not like needing a walker. or anything like that kind of thing, right? So, but
I got some popsicles in the freezer.
get your fat ass back over here.
Get your fat ass back here.
Have you heard? Have you heard
when you
Jimmy's
guys were-
rendition of Stewie?
Yes, it's fucking spot on.
Oh, I had him in one of the after parties, and I said, dude, do the Stewie, and he did it, and it was fucking perfect.
Oh, he nailed
You know when
it.
you guys were at Faithless Forum, you were doing the call-in show. What's it called? I always screw it up because I want to say that. Yeah, I always want to say the Heathen Hour because I'm
Talking.
pining over that not being there anymore. But yeah, when you guys did the Atheist Experience, if I hadn't been on the road back from Atlanta, I was totally going to call in and just call in as Cletus T. Beauregard and fuck with y'all.
Well,
I was straight up going to call in and be like, I don't know why the fuck y'all got such a problem with Jesus. Jesus is the reason for the goddamn season. I don't know why y'all do that shit all the time. God damn it.
Jesus is live. He
And
is the
Trump
best.
is a goddamn emperor of fucking America.
I wasn't actually on the show. It was Cosmic Skeptic was on there. Rationality Rules. Rachel Oates. Rachel's a fucking doll. She's amazing. And they had Christina Rad there. She was there as well.
Shannon Q. Paula Gia.
Shannon Q. Paula Gia. Yeah, Paul still. I keep sending him my schedule. He's like, "Oh yeah, send me your schedule. We'll set something up." I'm like, Paul, I know you're busy, but I've sent you my schedule like 7 times now.
My favorite thing about that was Joshua, the panty dryer Brister, getting his ass handed to him by Shannon Q after he'd been ducking her for like a fucking year. Like he dodged her for a year, that he ended up having to eat crow and debate her, and she kicked his ass so bad. I go back and watch it all the time. Like, it's beautiful. God damn it, they beat him up.
Oh, Kristen's
Mr.
here. Kristen's also best name ever, just so you guys know. My favorite Swede. My favorite Swede. I swear, Kristen, if you lived in my area, I'd take you out on a date for sure because you're awesome.
How many Swedes do you know?
A few. Remember, the Sedines played for me. Oh no, wait. Yeah, they are Swedes. They didn't play for me. I don't own the Canucks, just so you know. But, if I did, I wouldn't be sitting in this shitty bedroom. But yeah, we had
They
Daniel.
Oscar this Svenska, Neil?
Oh wait, what?
I dated a Swedish girl in high school.
Oh, lucky you. Swedes are awesome, man.
Well,
And
she was Finnish, but she was one of the minority that was
Finnish?
the Swedish speaking Finns. So
okay.
nonetheless,
Aw.
picked up a little Swedish.
Apparently, I'm her favorite Canadian. Oh, that's awesome.
You're my favorite Canadian, Neil.
Really? Me?
Yeah, out of all of them.
There's so many that are head and shoulders better than me, buddy.
No, there's not.
There's one in the chat
You're
right now.
You're so handsome.
Oh, come on! You kidding me? I've
You're a better Canadian than me, though. You're drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
drinking beer, talking about hockey.
Yeah.
You don't know the half of it. That beer can's full of maple syrup. He's badass.
Jesus Christ, Zach! He's falling in and out. He's falling in and out. He's like
It actually
now he's
stands
at a
for
rave.
bad
one of those, it's like a
bandwidth atheist.
relationship that won't quit. Like it's on,
Don't-
it's off, it's
don't-
on, it's off.
Don't eat the brown tab acid, dude.
Wasn't that from that was
Woodstock.
was it
Yeah.
or was it Monterey? I can't remember.
It was Woodstock.
Okay.
Yeah,
Monterey
Mike,
was where
Don't eat
Monterey.
brown acid.
Yeah, Monterey was where like all those bands were awesome. Jimi Hendrix was awesome, but like Otis Redding showed up out of nowhere and stole the entire show.
Yeah.
That's one of the best live performances of all time, dude.
Yeah, I'll agree.
And I killed the chat.
Circle gets a square. No, David Worley says Terrence and Phillip. Yes, they're great Canadians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I was surprised when I met you guys and you didn't have flip top heads.
You know what? I have a lot in common with Ike too. His little brother there, Kyle's little brother, because I was adopted too, and I'm Canadian.
There you go. Don't kick the baby.
Don't kick the baby.
Make like David Caruso's career. That's like the first episode.
If you want to see something funny, if you can look up Rob Zombie, he directed an episode of CSI Miami, and he brought in Malcolm McDowell. And when he called Malcolm McDowell to see if he'd do it, he said, "Is that cunt David Caruso going to be there?" I said, "Well, yeah, yeah, it's his show." He's like, "I'm going to show up. I'm going to fuck with him so hard." And there's like scenes in the show where you can see David Caruso really pissed, and it's because Malcolm McDowell was ad-libbing the entire thing. Like, fucking with him. Just fucking with him through the whole thing. It's fucking genius.
I'm going to have to find that episode.
Oh, my goodness. Me too, because I don't think I saw that one. I used to love the CSIs, or whatever they call them. Like NCIS, CSI, is like they're a Law and Order. They all like blend into me.
NCIS is amazing. Mark Harmon is awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Mark Harmon is the greatest Ted Bundy on screen of all time.
He played Ted Bundy?
Mm-hmm. He played, it's called The Deliberate Stranger. Came out in the 80s. His performance was so spot on that Ted Bundy's lawyer was like, I could almost not tell the difference between the two of them.
Wow.
Wow.
I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to look for that.
I have to watch that too.
It's fantastic.
I like it. What's the first thing I ever saw him in? Teachers, I think, was back in the early 80s.
First thing I saw him in.
Can you teach?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a movie, clearly, but was it Teachers or Summer School?
No, Summer School.
Yeah.
Summer School.
Yeah,
I was about to say
that one.
Yeah.
where he was a surfer and he had to like do summer school to get his tenure.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's a great movie.
Oh, what happened? Oh, there's IQ. He's back. You
Whoopsie.
guys.
It's funny because I live in like backwater.
Posted something in the chat, and I kind of clicked the wrong button. He was chewing you out for having streams at times that he can't join.
Who?
Don't be in Australia.
What?
Yeah, Nacho posted something in the group, something about, damn it, Neil, why don't you do a stream at a time that I can join? He misses coming in.
Oh.
Don't be in Australia.
Yeah.
It's not our fault that you're like in a non-existent country because the earth is flat.
And he's in the future. Not just from the future, too.
They are in the future.
Not just one of my favorites. My favorite people.
I keep trying to get him to
awesome.
give me the. I keep trying to get him to give me the winning lottery numbers, but he never does. Fucking Nacho, man. See, my mom is dating a guy who's technically like a globetrotter. He's super loaded, and he takes her on trips. Like they've been to Australia, they've been to like all over Asia. Now they're going to Africa to hang out with some gorillas. And so I'm speaking to my mom. She called me while I was just before the show, before we went live. And she goes, I tried to call you on Monday, but you didn't answer. I go, Mom, I was in the middle of a podcast. You know I do my podcast on Monday. Oh, that's right. But she's a little older. She's a little old Jewish lady, so she makes me feel guilty. That just kind of goes with the territory. And then she goes, oh, by the way, we're going to go to Africa now on tomorrow to hang out with gorillas. I'm like, what? Yeah, we're going to see gorillas. Like, whatever you do, Mom, do not look them in the eye. Because gorillas will flip out if you look them in the eye. Unless they've been around people for years and years and years, they will lose it.
Did she say like something like, Neil, you need to find yourself a nice Jewish girl?
All the fucking time, dude. All the time. I want grandkids. I think I'm past that now, Mom. All right, so and
come on now.
There might be a few out there that I don't even know about, Mom. So
come on now, you're never past that. That's one of the upsides of being a dude. You can do that shit till you're dead.
You know what? You're right. What was that dude that was in The Odd Couple, the TV version? Tony Randall, I think was his name. Mm-hmm. If you can have kids at 80, it's like I still got a shot, right?
Mm-hmm. You just gotta find yourself a nice Jewish girl that can cook you a good falafel.
Good falafel. No. Courtney and I were talking about potato latkes, and that's what's important. Gotta be potato latkes. It's all about the carbs, man.
I love Jewish. I love Israeli food. I actually have an Israeli cookbook.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool. I love falafel. We got a what do you call it? I want to say shawarma. Yeah, shawarma place just around the corner here that I use on Skip the Dishes all the time. And I get their 1 pound falafel. Fucking the thing's like monstrous. Like it won't even fit in my trunk. Let's put it that way. And I always order 2 because I'm a pig. And they show up there and I chow them back and they're just so good, man. So good.
Oh, dude. I would spend the rest of my life eating Middle Eastern food if it were possible. Middle Eastern and Thai.
And
do you know
Asian food? Indian food, Chinese. Oh my God!
Asian
I
food.
should have been born
That's the biggest thing that I miss about living in the Lower Mainland. Oh my God! Especially Richmond.
All the sushi.
Like Richmond is the best place on the planet to go for Asian food.
Yes, like every 3 blocks, there's an Asian restaurant of some kind. Whether it's
Charlotte, North Carolina, is like that here.
Yeah. Well, they have a huge population.
Yeah, it's like 70% Asian now.
Yeah.
There was actually a New York Times food critic who traveled the world trying Asian food and said the best. He even went to China and he said the best Chinese food he ever had was in Richmond, BC.
Yep. Same guy said that about sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte's like that. Charlotte's super diverse. It's very diverse. Like there's people from all over the world. Because like technically Charlotte is it's the banking capital of America. It's like almost all the corporate headquarters are right there. So people come from everywhere. Like the first time I ever heard Swahili, like in real life, was in Charlotte.
Nice.
This guy called up. He had like a huge leak. This guy had like a huge leak in his house. He called me up to fix it. And I was like, is it going on the floor? What's going on? And he broke into Swahili on me. And it was just like, and I was like, oh, I'll be right there, dude.
I'm going to throw the clicking in.
I'll be right there, dude. I'm coming. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, you didn't have to understand Swahili to know that meant, yes, it's all over the fucking floor.
Yeah. And you know, when they throw that little clicking shit in there, it's fucking serious.
Yeah.
That's what I asked Kristen. Is he in a rocking chair? Kristen wants to know if you're in a rocking chair. He's not. He just has a nervous habit like I do. When I'm standing up a lot, I'll rock like side to side or back and forth quite often myself. So it's a musician thing. We have this beat, this tempo that's constantly going through us. So we're rocking.
It just means you're in the zone.
We're in the zone. We're in the zone.
It's a coping mechanism because I'm terribly damaged.
Yeah. Actually, Kristen, I'll agree with you. Mexican food's fucking awesome too, and so is Italian. And I am a quarter Italian, so I can tell you that for sure. I had no idea what I was for most of my life until I met my biological family, and it turns out I am a quarter Italian, a quarter French, not the good kind, the fucking Quebecois kind. A quarter English and a quarter Welsh. There you go. Which explains my darker hair. Well, when I had dark hair, now I'm just Mr. Silver Gray fucking
You're Gandalf.
Gandalf guy. Yeah.
This is a 100% and 100% wizard Jew.
IQ made that picture of me. It was you that made that, right? Put my face. Oh my God. That's so funny because I posted a picture without my bandana just to show people that I actually do have hair under here, that I'm not hiding anything. I don't have a skullet, as they call it. That I actually do still have hair. And I made Steve McRae jealous too, by the way. It's funny because he popped into that post. He goes, Papa? I'm like, yes, son, it is I. Yeah, and I got that quite a bit too. Thanks, Kristen. I love you. You're awesome. Silver Fox. What? I don't know. That's my mom calls me that too. And she goes, and I'm going to set my little Silver Fox son up with a nice lady. I'm like, just like you were saying.
A nice Jewish girl.
Nice Jewish girl. I'll make him some delicious matzo ball soup.
I love matzo ball soup.
Oh, fuck. It's awesome, dude. We had a
Dude,
place
it's fucking
here.
amazing.
We had a deli here. They're gone now because the owners passed away. But they had matzo ball soup that had matzo balls in them the size of softballs.
Yeah.
They were huge. You get like one big ball in this bowl of soup. One big ball.
I was gonna say that happens to me every Tuesday.
What's that old? Do you remember that old? Oh, I'm not touching that one. Unless it's really. I mean, anyway, so what's that? There was that old song that was a Hitler had only one big ball and Himmler had two, but they were small. And I can't remember what the fucking rest of it was, but pretty funny. We did a live show one time, and I started singing that during one of the musical intros, and people are like, "What? What did he say?"
Did you ever see that video that Peter and Artie made for the intro to their channel?
No. Oh, that's right.
Where
You're
it's
doing
like-
the thing now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but their intro was like, it's this song called "Born to Be Alive." It's like an old disco song.
Yeah. Born to be alive.
Yeah, but they like Peter made it to where Hitler was singing all the lyrics. And the joke was like I thought it was going to blow up and just be this big controversy, but nobody noticed it. But the joke was it's like the minute you diverge from anything, you're called like Hitler. The minute you know what I mean, like you're as bad as Hitler. The minute you say something people don't like.
Yeah.
And that was the joke, but it was hilarious. You should look it up. If you go to their channel, it's their channel intro, their preview to the channel. It's hilarious.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out. Artie fucking cracks me up. Yes, David, they have. Artie and Peter have done, I think, a few shows now. Have they not?
Yeah, it's good. They had who's the guy? He's the big black guy. He was a football player. He's got the he shows up in a lot of
The big black guy
chats.
that was a football player. Well, that narrows it down, Duke.
Dude, it does. He's like this atheist guy online on Twitter.
Oh,
He's
okay.
got he's got the Power Man is his Abby.
The fuck
Power
is that
Man.
guy's name? Oh no, I fuck.
You know who I'm talking about.
I
That's
know
a
who you're
weird
talking
name.
about.
Dude,
I
he's
don't
in
wanna-
your chats all the time.
Mikey Famine?
No.
No.
He's not in my chats.
Yeah, he is. This guy's in your fucking chats pretty regular. I see him in here all the time.
Now you got me scratching my head. I have no idea.
Me too.
But guys, I'm gonna have to wrap this up pretty quick. But somebody start hammering yourself in the head there and see if you can Phil Session. No, not Phil Session. I did interview Phil Session, but Reggie Beloved. No, I don't think so.
No.
Is it anybody that he's interviewed?
No, he's
No.
not been interviewed on this channel. But he was on Artie's and Peter's podcast. He's all over Twitter. He's all over everywhere. Like you see him everywhere.
It's not Dub K Dad, is it?
No. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Is that your dog, BBA?
That's mine.
No.
Was it your dog?
Yeah.
It's like, get off the computer, Mom.
She's very vocal.
Robert Reed.
Robert Green.
Robert Reed, that's him.
Oh, Robert Reed. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, okay. I know who you mean.
Yeah, he was on there. It was a very interesting show.
I'll check that out.
You know, also, just to do a shout out, Ansgar and Nicholas have that new show. I think it's called In Time.
In time, yes.
It's
Yes.
fantastic.
I've seen 2 of them so far, and they're really good.
They're so good.
Ansgar's awesome anyways, but like that
So
guy
is
does-
Nicholas.
Yeah, well, Nicholas, yeah, but I've only sort of just started getting to know Nicholas a little bit more. But Ansgar and I, as you know, he's been on my show, and that guy does steampunk like nobody else.
He does. Their
That's
show
all I
is
can-
so freaking smart that I watch it and I'm like, I'm a dummy.
Yeah, but you walk away a little bit more intelligent when you after you watch their show.
or at least a little bit better
a
educated.
bit of a strut there with one of them monocles like the Monopoly guy, and you're all doing good.
Let's be fair, Neil. I strut everywhere I go.
Fair enough.
I sashay into every room I walk into. Yeah, Pinot Noir, caviar, Pinot Noir, Myanmar.
Caviar. All right.
Dude, but I have to say, if you're watching shows and you're exposing yourself to content that makes you feel like a dummy, you are not a dummy. Though you don't know what's going on. The dummies are the people who are constantly only exposing themselves to shit they already know.
Mm-hmm.
Valid.
Things that make you feel smart.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm a dummy.
To shit that you don't know.
You're
because
not.
That's how we learn. That's how we learn.
I'm pretty sure I'm as dumb as a postal digger.
No way.
I know people I thought I was a smart guy. Then I met Inane Dragon.
Yeah, but
and I was like, okay, I'm not smart at all. I'm just a guy.
Dude, Inane's constantly hammered. So his brain runs on alcohol. So that kicks
it does.
So
dude, but he'll be like, I'm not smart at all. And I'm like, tell me about the treaty of blah 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 in this time period. He's like 5 paragraphs of explanation. It's like it doesn't matter what you ask the guy, he knows everything the fuck about it. It's like, dude, you're the smartest guy I know.
Yeah, and then you walk away and you're like, because ow, shit, I just poked myself with my own mustache hair. How the hell did that happen?
I don't know, but it's awesome.
I gotta start sharpening my hairs. I don't even know if you can do that. Yes, it's going to go for it. That's correct. That's Peter. You are correct, Angie.
Yeah, I love Peter. He's one of my very favorite people. And it's funny because my first interaction with Peter was really negative. And then we sat down and talked.
What's the name of Artie's podcast? Did Peter keep the name? Going to go for it, and they're just doing it with Artie now?
I think it's called another name for redundancy or.
Another name for redundancy.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's really good. I tell you what, I'll shoot a link out and I'll link all of y'all to it when we're done.
What's another word for thesaurus?
Well, if you know Artie at all, you know he's one of the few people that can match my snark.
Oh yeah, Artie's good at that, and I'll warn you though ahead of time. A lot of times he'll say shit and you'll be like, "What?" Because it just kind of goes off the rails. Sometimes it's hilarious. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I am now going to go downstairs because my friend Mikey, not Mikey Famine, but a different Mikey, has texted me and said the burgers are ready because he barbecued up some burgers. He bought.
That's what we're having too.
Oh, see, it's a BC thing. It's a BC summer thing. Burgers and beers. But he bought the because I tried them the other day. A friend of mine came back with some Whoppers, okay, from Burger King, and I'm eating this thing. I didn't look at the wrapper or anything. I'm just eating it because I love Whoppers, and I'm eating it, and I'm like, fuck, this is this tastes like a Whopper. He goes, by the way, that's the Impossible Whopper. I'm like, what do you mean it's impossible? It's right here in my hand. I don't get that. He goes, it's not meat. I went, what? You're lying. He goes, no, it's plant-based. I'm like, what? This can't be real. You're kidding. This tastes like a normal Whopper. He goes, I know, right? I'm like, holy shit. If you didn't tell me, I would never have known.
I tried the Beyond Burger at A&W.
That's what I had at a barbecue. And they didn't tell us. And then I ate it, and I was like, holy shit. So it's the same company, I think, that makes it.
But I could tell the difference with the A&W one.
Really?
Yeah, it just has that, I don't know, but I have a really sensitive palate. Smells really get to me a lot, and it just was like, ugh.
Oh, you never want to be, oh, Caitlin's here. Hey, Caitlin! She says she loves you, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm glad you said her name because I've been sitting here trying to think of it for the last 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 41 seconds.
Yeah.
You said Beyond Meat. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Beyond.
they make that stuff out of pea protein.
Mhm. I had it. I'll be honest. I didn't have the A&W one. I had the one that you could get at Timmy's. That's where apparently my buddy got them, and I was picking it apart, and I'm like, it looks just like ground beef. Like I couldn't figure it out, and I tasted it. I thought it was fine.
They do it by
Yeah, I
freezing,
like
flash freezing, and flash thawing in consecutive order, really fast. And what it does is it changes the proteins, the pea protein from like a straight protein, and all the freezing and thawing real quick curls it up and turns it more closely into an animal protein, similar like, and that's how they get that to do that.
Right. Well, yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked when I found out it wasn't actually beef burgers that I was eating. I was like, holy crap. I would have never known unless somebody told me. So, but Courtney, if your palate is far more sensitive than mine, I'll take your word for it. I haven't tried the A&W one, but they're all the same, are they not? They're all made by the same company.
I don't know. I mean, I'll keep trying them because if I can find one that I can
Don't
handle,
eat the
I'd rather
fucking
eat that.
sausage one. Don't eat the sausage one.
Okay.
They're terrible. But I recommend
went to-
a Whopper. That's a good one.
I'll try it. But I went to a vegan restaurant in Toronto because
I
I
like
met up with my brother there, and he's a vegan, and it was like, and we had gone the day before to another vegan restaurant, and the day before I got just like a salad, and it was delicious. And then the next day we went for breakfast, and they had like fake sausage and fake bacon on the plate, and
I will
like
shoot
that's the gross
people that
stuff.
try to give
I'm like,
me
I'd rather just have the salad. Like, don't try to fake shit. I just like the,
That makes me
You
think
don't
of the
have to
Mitch
replace
Hedberg
them.
joke. That makes me think of the Mitch Hedberg joke where it's like, I went to the lunch meat section and I started to get pissed off with turkey because there's like turkey pastrami, turkey bologna, turkey bacon.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just be yourself.
They're all brutal.
We already like it, little brother.
Just be
Yeah,
yourself.
if you're gonna eat vegan, just eat plant-based stuff. You don't have to get fake
Yeah,
sausages.
it's
I
gross.
don't understand that.
But I like that show. Was at The Office that's got that dude with the mustache, the real old school guy, and he's in the grocery store, and the guys have got this display with fakin, I think they call it, like it's plant based.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, sir, would you like to try this? It's plant based bacon. And he goes, sure. And he grabs a piece and he throws it in the garbage. He goes, can I try another one? He's like, okay. And he
Was
gets
that
another-
Parks and Recreation?
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it was
Ron
that one.
Swanson.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite things of all time is when he's fishing and the guy walks up and says, do you have a fishing license? He said, hold on. Yes, I do. And he pulls out a piece of paper that says, I can do whatever I want. Signed, Nick Swanson.
What? Caitlin goes, someone I have never met or spoken to on an elevator today said to a guy who he'd also never met, you should be vegan. What?
Dude, that's like that meme where there's like 500 urinals and the guy walks up and stands next to the person and turns his head and goes, I'm vegan.
I saw that same meme, except the guy says, I don't watch Game of Thrones.
That one too. I think that you just put whatever you want there.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
like,
probably one that says I'm an atheist.
wall of them. Yeah, there's like a wall of urinals, and the guy's like off to the side, and he's like right beside it. Like you have a choice. There's like 99 more urinals. Pick another one, pal.
Dude, that's man law. So like one of the top, like the first man law in man law is if there's 3 urinals, one guy's using the outside one and the other guy's using the other outside one, you go to a stall or you wait. The second man law that's just as important is if you want to date your buddy's ex-girlfriend, you're required to ask his permission, and he is in turn required to give it. It's just a formality.
That's true.
Yes, Dave. Yes, Dave. We need to get Cosmic Skep. Alex already told me he'd come on at some point, but he's a pretty busy guy too. And Matt Dillahunty said he'd come on too, but he's got a bunch of shit he's got to wrap up before he's going to come on the show. What was I going to say? Courtney, they've never been to the Pacific Coliseum, so they are unaware of the piss trough at the Pacific Coliseum. Which is there's no urinals. It's just one big wall.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of water pouring down. It looks really pretty sometimes. And then this trough underneath, and everyone just stands there and pees in it.
Oh,
There you go.
So many shows there.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too.
Or you can just be like me and pee in the sink. It's fun.
Hey, remind me never to use your fucking washer to brush my teeth when I'm over there.
Oh, don't kink shame.
This tastes salty.
That's the bonanza part.
That's right.
Right.
Poor Kristen got a mile-long message on Facebook telling her that she should be vegan. Yeah. I like vegan food. Vegan food's pretty good. There's some of it that's actually really, really good. Yep.
Yeah.
I modded you. Once I figured out who you actually were, I modded you. Anyway.
I've cooked vegan meals before where I made a curry quinoa and all that stuff. It's fun.
You put curry on anything and I'm game.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny because if you like the brazen
Maybe
atheist,
lawn chocolate. I won't do curried lawn chocolate. If you don't know what lawn chocolate is, it's dog poop. Just so you know.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Don't eat the Snickers on the ground.
That's not that's not an O. Henry. It's not a Babe Ruth. Leave it alone. All right. Well, I got to wrap.
Wrap it up. I won't talk anymore.
Nope. You had one more thing to say. Feel free to finish that off.
Do you guys know the brazen atheist? I think it's the brazen atheist. Erin Lewis. She's an author. I just recently listened to her.
You're talking about the singer from Stained.
No. I just recently listened to her book called Dirty Money, Memoirs of a Stripper. And she was like, she went to a Thai restaurant and had the green curry. And she was like, it tasted like a Grateful Dead show.
Oh my God, that's the best explanation.
You know what? I've had Thai curry that tastes like that.
I told her, I was like, you got to try the red curry because it's totally different, but okay.
The red curry is a sweeter curry.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, I know. I love it. All curry. I love it all. Dave goes, I have vegan meals with meat. I love you, David. You're so funny. Anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in and hanging out with us. Hope you guys had a good time. It was a lot of laughs tonight. It was a really good show, I think. Courtney, you're amazing. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun. And of course, Zach and IQ and Duke, I missed you being in the streams, man. I'm glad you're back. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us. I hope you guys had a good time. And Caitlin, sorry, we're kind of cutting it short now. Thanks for jumping in and saying hello anyways in the chat. It's nice. Always nice to see you pop in. Until next time, guys, remember, like I always say at the end of these things, it's like the late great Christopher Hitchens always said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Teddies!
Just had to.